This is ACNN News Update. The Mothers Union Women's Guild of the Diocese of ABUJA Anglican Communion, ably led by the President, Mothers Union Women's Guild and Girls Organization, Mrs. Angela Undukuba, has commenced its 22nd Annual Diocesan Women's Conference with the theme, Be Ye Steadfast and Immovable in Challenging Times, as taken from 1 Corinthians 15:58. This year's conference, holding at the All Saint Church, Worcester Zone 5 ABUJA, had in attendance women, delegates from different archdeaconries in the diocese, and guests from other dioceses gracing the meeting. Worthy of note is the Bishop of Gwagwalada Diocese, the Right Reverend Moses Taboye, who represented the Prime Minister for Nigeria, Bishop of ABUJA Diocese, who was unavoidably absent at the opening service. The Right Reverend Moses Taboye, speaking on the theme of the conference, noted that the theme is apt, thereby appreciating God for the inspiration given to Mama Nigeria for the choice of the theme. He said Christians must be committed and remain diligent in their service to God, no matter the challenges faced. Apex Igbo Socio-Cultural Organization, OHANAEZE Indigbo, has urged the international community to prevail on the President Muhammadu Buhari-led government on the need for dialogue over the rising tension in the southeast zone of the country. This was contained in a statement issued by the Secretary General of the Chide Ibe-led OHANAEZE Indigbo, Mazi Okechukwu Isigwozoro, as he re-echoed his stand at that only dialogue will see the resolution of the heightened insecurity and secessionist agitation in the zone. He therefore called for a fresh conversation between the federal government and Indigbo on issues on Biafra agitation and the rationale behind the ideologies of the secessionist movements in Nigeria. United Nations Deputy Secretary General Amina Mohammed has lamented that there seems to be no easy road ahead to the recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic. Speaking at the 2021 Humanitarian Action Conference in Abuja, Mohammed said, after an extremely difficult year, we are now working towards a recovery from the pandemic to put countries back on the path towards the sustainable development goals. But we do not have an easy road ahead. UN Deputy Secretary General, whose speech was read by the country director, Nigeria, Chemonix International, Dr. Mike Egbo, said, many parts of the world where we work are still dealing with the pandemic, saying this year has brought its own challenges with deepening crisis in Afghanistan and Ethiopia and famine looming in many parts of the world. On the foreign scene, Poland's parliament has passed a law allowing border guards to immediately expel migrants who cross the border illegally, saying guards will also be given power to refuse applications for international asylum without examination, as human rights groups accuse Poland of wanting to legalize migrants' pushbacks. Meanwhile, Poland and the EU have accused Belarus authoritarian President Alexander Lukashenko of facilitating an influx of thousands of migrants, as the European Union says he's trying to destabilize neighboring member states as a form of retaliation against sanctions. Report says under international law, anyone seeking international protection must be given access to the asylum process even if they have crossed a border illegally. And in sports, a former Liverpool player, Mark LAWRENSON, has predicted the score lines of some of the Premier League games that will be played this weekend. Leicester City will host Manchester United on Saturday evening at King Power Stadium, while Chelsea will face Brentford in an away Premier League tie. Arsenal will host Crystal Palace at Emirates Stadium on Monday night. Liverpool will tackle Watford on Saturday afternoon, and Manchester City will face Burnley at Etihad Stadium. Providing his predictions, LAWRENSON said, this game is mainly going to be about whether Liverpool can break Watford down, But anyhow, I think Ranieri will try to make them very difficult to beat, rather than to think too much about how to start with a win. And so that's the news update. Thanks for watching. I am Phoebe Agimenyu.